Hey, this is Brian Sally here. We're staying at a place in Crab Orchard, Tennessee right now. We've been here for Thanksgiving, so I thought I'd use this beautiful setting, although today it's kind of overcast, but it's real pretty up here. We've really enjoyed our time here. I just wanted to shoot a quick vlog post here. If you've been in one of our meetings, you've probably heard us share these things. Some of you it may be new, but some of you it may be repetition. But anyway, it's good to hear things over and over, so that way we finally get them, right? But I wanted to share today about the fact that Jesus, on 3 different occasions, when he was here on the earth, when he was in his ministry on the earth, he told us 3 different times that the harvest is plentiful. He told us in John chapter 4 with the woman at the well, the Samaritan woman at the well. He told us again when he sent out in Matthew chapter 9 when he sent out the 12. He told us again in Luke chapter 10 when he sent out the 70. When he was sending out people, commissioning them to go out and work, he said the harvest is plentiful. Now, I grew up out in the country. Some of you that have known me for a while knew that I grew up out in a little town called Ringgold, Louisiana. And I did just enough farming out there to learn that I was not very good at farming. And I didn't want to make a living at it. But I know enough, even from my limited farming or agricultural experience there, to know that there's more to the harvest, or there's more to the agricultural experience than just harvest. There's the plowing, the planting, the watering, the weeding, and all of the other things that you have to do to go from a seed to a full-grown crop. But the funny thing is that Jesus didn't tell us to go out and to plant seed. He didn't tell us to go out into water, to plow, to do any of the other things. He told us to go out into harvest. He said the harvest is plentiful. Now, the Lord showed me a great illustration of this. At the beginning of 2013, I was in a little town called New Iberia, Louisiana. It's down in South Louisiana. I'd gone to visit a church on a Wednesday night, and I was on my way back to my hotel, and I just had a prompting and just said, I just wanted to get somebody born again. I said, Lord, if there's any way that if there's somebody around here that's ready, I sure would like to be able to lead somebody to the Lord tonight. And I felt a prompting just to go to Taco Bell. I'd never been to this place before in my life, but I found the Taco Bell was coming right up, and so I pulled in there, went in and got me some food, and when I walked in, I saw a little girl working behind the counter, and her name was Anna. And when I walked in, I knew that Anna was the reason that I was there. And so as I sat down with my food and was looking for an opportunity, I finally realized I was just going to have to make one. And so when Anna walked by me, she was coming out and checking on the sauce packets and the napkins and things, and she walked by, and I turned and I looked at her and I said, Anna, can I ask you a question? And she said, yeah. I said, has anyone ever told you how much God loved you? She started laughing and she said, yeah. And I said, well, who? She said, my mom. And I said, well, Anna, is your mom a Christian? She said, yeah. I said, well, how about you? She said, well. And I said, well, would you like to be? And she said, yeah. I said, well, let's do it right now, right here. And she started laughing and she said, I'm at work. I said, all the better. You'll get born again on the clock. What better deal is that? So she started giggling and she said, okay. So we prayed right there and she received Jesus. She opened her eyes, and her eyes got real big, and she said, wow, thank you. You've made my night. And I was thinking, no, sweetheart, you made my year, because this was the first person I had got born again this year. But the whole point of that story is that Anna was ready. Now, Anna's mom had sown into her and had told her the gospel. She had heard about Jesus, but no one had ever brought in the harvest. No one had ever, to use another analogy from the sales profession, no one had ever closed the deal. And so, but I was there, and I knew that God had sent me there for this purpose, to reap the harvest. And so I was able to bring her in. But the thing that I want to point out to you is, as I listened to the voice of God and went where He sent me to go, I was in the right place at the right time to be able to bring someone into the kingdom of God. And I just want to encourage you today that when we go out into our workplaces or out into the markets or anywhere else that we are, there's harvest all around us. There's people all around us that are ready to receive Jesus, but we've just got to be willing to reach out and to pull them in. And so I just want to encourage you with that. Look up those scriptures. You don't have to take my word at it. Look up in John 4 and in Luke chapter 10 and in Matthew chapter 9 and 10 and see that for yourself, that Jesus said, the harvest is plentiful. In John chapter 4, He actually said this. He said, I sent you to reap where you've not even sown. And I did that day with Anna, and you can do that today with someone if you'll just step out and take a chance. Again, thank you.